Okay, live from Harrison County, West Virginia, we want to welcome you to the Healthy Harrison podcast. This is a show designed to help you change your state. I'm Amy Haberbosch Wilson, the Executive Director of the Harrison County Economic Development Corporation, and also the Healthy Harrison Vice President. Today, we have our co-host, Brock Malcolm, who's a local healthcare attorney and also our board president. Welcome, Brock.
Thanks, Amy.
We're streaming this program live on the Healthy Harrison Facebook page, as well as the statewide distribution network of our media partner, WVUnews.com. Every week at this time, we chat with individuals who are focused on the mission of Healthy Harrison, fostering measurable improvement to the health and the well-being of the citizens of North Central West Virginia. This week, we're showcasing the Health Games downtown Clarksburg. This community has really worked hard to utilize the funds that were given to them through the Health Games, and you guys have been driving some great results. Today, we want to welcome Whitney Lambert and Candice Hicks. Whitney is the exercise Healthy Harrison Downtown Clarksburg, owner of Rival Fitness, LLC. Whitney graduated from Fairmont State University in 2011 with a degree in exercise science and a minor in nutrition. She's worked as a personal trainer for 15 years, an exercise psychologist specializing in weight management for 10 years, and has owned Rival Fitness for 4 years. Welcome, Whitney.
Hello.
We also have Candice Hicks, who is a nutrition specialist. Her husband, they've been married for 16 years. You have 2 children, Ethan and Olivia. You're a registered nurse at UHC in critical care. We welcome both of you.
Thank you.
So we'll start really with downtown Clarksburg. We're excited to hear what you guys have been doing. You guys have been really, really busy. So if you want to tell everybody kind of what you've been doing.
Who wants to go first here, Candice?
I was going to let you start.
We usually interrupt each other, so that's why.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can tag team, whoever wants to take it.
We do.
There's a lot going on, so.
Yeah, it's been a process of kind of trial and error for us, but it's going great from the beginning. We've just made some changes along the way. We currently have probably 170 participants that have came through the screening process, and we set them up to do blood pressures and glucose readings, fit 3D scans. And they both have a one-on-one, they all have a one-on-one with Candice and I to formulate an exercise and nutrition plan from the beginning. And not all of those people are actively participating at the moment, but we do have a very large group that is still going hard at it and checking in weekly. So we play games every month. They have a bingo board with healthy things that they need to do. So whether it's exercise or drinking water or trying a new protein or a new vegetable, and then they post those things onto our Facebook page, and it keeps everything running, like honestly on its own, because they're constantly posting things they've tried and things they've learned and exercises that we've given them. We give them workouts to do at home, and Candice gets on there and does nutrition workshops to keep everybody informed about sugar and all the things that aren't healthy for us. And then we do weekly and monthly prizes. And one thing we started recently, at first it was overwhelming because we had so many and it was hard to get to know everybody. But now we've really gotten to know them and seeing their progress and the results and their hard work. We've been doing a member of the week. So we announce someone weekly that has really just been killing it with their eating and their exercise, and reward them with an Amazon gift card every week.
That's great, great. Candice, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
So the biggest thing I think that's really helped people in our program is they all have gotten personalized nutrition goals, because it's not a one size fits all. The industry kind of puts this picture out like, okay, this will work for you. And for some people it does, but every person's different. They have different health issues, different metabolisms, different genetics. Genetics are huge in your weight loss. So for the members who have stayed active, really active, we try to contact everybody as follow-ups, but the ones who've really stayed active with the group and stayed involved, I've set specific nutrition goals for each person, kind of catered to what will work best for them. Because again, it's not a one size fits all. So I think setting those personalized nutrition goals for everybody has really helped. And then check-ins, they know that we're available. So, if you have a question or something's not working, just message us, let us know, hey guys, this isn't working. We might need to tweak something or fix something and go a different route. So I think the check-ins have helped, and the personalized goals have really made a big difference for everybody.
That's great. Whitney, you talked about the games. I've heard about the bingo. How does that
Yes.
work?
So they get a big bingo sheet that I come up with every month. There's new things to do. So it may be something silly just to get everybody laughing, or most of it is like serious stuff. And as soon as they get something done, they have 30 days to complete it. So there's a lot of spots. And they just go through, and it might be 30 minutes of movement. So once they do that, one day out of that 30 days, they mark it off. It might be stay under 70 grams of sugar for the week. And once they complete that week, they get to mark it off. So we do everything that we recommend is, of course, according to the guidelines of how nutrition is supposed to be, staying under so much sugar or so much sodium. And we're trying to, and what I've found and what they've told us is they've really gotten to learn by logging their food and seeing what is in their food rather than just eating. So they're looking at the nutrition labels, and they're trying to stay under the sugar or under the sodium content. And so we're trying to make it a learning experience while they're going through these games and getting rewarded to do so. So we just basically, if they just turn the bingo sheet in, whether they have a bingo or not, they get entered for a prize. As many bingos as they have on the board, they get additional entries. So then we put them in this big spinny wheel thing and online and pick three winners that will get cash prizes. So that's how that works. And, we have just different movement, or maybe like 10 minutes of stretching, or there's all kinds of different things that we have going on there. And I make them harder each month so they progress. In the beginning, it was really pretty simple, and we just had to try to get them moving and making better decisions. And now we're focused in on, hey, let's do this for this amount of time. Let's eat this, but stay under this. So they've all advanced as we've gone on through the months.
It's great. It's fun. Plus it's accountability.
Yeah.
So if I'm a new participant, how do I get a bingo card? And do I start where you are, or do I start over at the easy level and get to build up at my own speed?
Everybody has done it differently. So we get new people all the time. And the bingo boards are located at Rival Fitness because that's where I'm at all the time. But I email them as well. So I post it on our Facebook page. I email it to the ones that want to email and print it. And we have hard copies at the gym. So most people just come in and pick one up, and they know where the location. I show them on the time of check-in, on their screening, where everything's located. And let's see, what was the other question? You said
about where you start. I mean, so you've made increasing levels of fitness. Can I get in on the beginning if I'm a beginner?
Yes, you get in the beginning. I put that up to them. I say, hey, I show them the beginning bingo board. I said, this is where everybody started. You're coming in, 4 months out. Everyone's progressed. You can start at this beginning level. It kind of depends on where they are in their fitness journey. Some people are coming in and they've already been doing a lot of things. Some are at like complete beginners. So if it's someone that has no idea on the nutrition and exercise and what to do, I start them on the very first one that I think was March. Is that right? The March bingo board. Yeah. So I kind of just guess.
Yeah, the way that you're not making it a cookie cutter, and that you're really trying to fit people with the right programs for them. That's an exciting concept, because really anybody could benefit from the program that way. And what you're selling is almost more the community than the program. People, even if they are already killing it in the gym, maybe they need a little bit of help with nutrition. Maybe they just want to have some moral support, in their journey, and find some people who are going along. So that's really great.
Yeah.
Candice, you said you're a nutrition specialist. How did your journey get started, and what brought you to this?
So I had kind of dabbled in and out of like eating healthy, Weight Watchers here and there, working out, and then nothing consistent until several years after I had both my kids. Big time journey, probably about 3.5 years ago. And I started with Weight Watchers, lost about 15 pounds, and then just hit a wall and couldn't budge. So then I thought, let's start working out. My coworker introduced me to Rival, where I now also instruct. So it's worked out very well for me. And Rival did their own challenges. They would do 8-week challenges that we would participate in, similar to the concept of the health games. And it would involve 8 weeks of nutrition, a personalized nutrition, and 8 weeks worth of, you pick whatever classes and pay for those with, whatever you want. And that's really what kickstarted things for me. I lost a total of 60 pounds of fat and put on 13 pounds of muscle, which doesn't sound like a big deficit when you think 47 pounds, but fat takes up, people just don't understand that fat takes up so much more space in their body than what lean, healthy muscle does. And so you can lose 20 pounds, if you've put on muscle and lost that weight, change your composition big time. And so it took me about, I'm not going to lie, it took a long time to lose that weight and to gain that muscle. It was probably about 16 to 18 months. And so I know a lot of people want that instant, that instant gratification. Like if they don't see results in like the first 7 days of some kind, they're like, that's it, I'm done, I can't do this. Yeah. And it's just not realistic. Your body needs time. And so I focused on the nutrition and I focused on the working out and those in combination and staying consistent, because consistency is where it's at. I'll preach that a million times. The results did come. They were slow, but I've been able to maintain that loss and keep it off. And that's really the big thing. You want a slow, steady loss because it's easier to maintain that. If you lose quick, a lot of times on a fat diet or something like that, 9 times out of 10, that weight will come back eventually. So it's helped me to keep it off. And again, I enjoy life. I mean, I eat, and eat the things I want, not all the time, of course, but, it's 80 to 90% of good stuff. And then it's 10 to 20% of kind of, letting loose a little bit with the family and enjoying, but it's consistency. And it's
I'm glad you explained the difference.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm glad you explained the difference. When you say, people just think of weight, they just want to take 5 pounds off, but there's a difference in the fat loss and the muscle gain.
Massive difference.
Yes.
I actually wish I had a picture, because it is insane. 5 pounds of fat is like a massive chunk. And then when you see 5 pounds of muscle, it's literally this big. So the mass difference between fat and muscle is insane. And people just don't understand that. A lot of people think that weight is just weight. And it doesn't work like that. And also along with that, since we're already on the muscle versus fat, I always tell people muscle's like the golden ticket, with muscle. Yeah, you're stronger, you're leaner, you're smaller, but also muscle, you burn more with whatever you're doing. You could be sitting still in this podcast, you could be sleeping, whatever you're doing. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning. So muscle is really the golden ticket, because who doesn't want to burn more calories when they're just sitting still?
For all ages, I'm sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
People go into the gym and they want to do maybe an hour of cardio, and they don't realize that, that if they spent that hour building muscle, then they could burn calories the whole rest of the day, as opposed to just when they're doing the cardio, which a lot of people find boring anyway. So it sounds like, if people rethought what they're doing in the gym, maybe they could use that time a little bit more advantageously. Whitney, you are an exercise physiologist. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what that is and how you've been able to use those skills to help people through this project in the community, in your gym.
Yes. So I started out at age 16 as a personal trainer. I've been in fitness my entire life. My dad was a personal trainer. He owned a gym. That wasn't his main job. He's a U.S. Marshal, but he taught me everything from a small child. I felt like I always had a weight in my hand, and it was just normal to me. And then I went on, and my goal was always to open a gym, but I went to college and I wasn't sure what to do right away. And I went into business, which was needed anyway to open a gym. So I had a business degree, and then I went back for exercise physiology. And after that is when I graduated, and I worked at Healthplex, which is now shut down in Fairmont. That was right after you had to have a degree to work there. And that was like my goal. I wanted to work there and I loved it. And I was an intern there. I worked with physical therapy and cardiac rehab and personal training and all kinds of different things. But I liked the specialized stuff. I like to work with cancer patients and weight management. And I got into the PIA insurance weight management program. So I worked with, I think I had about 60 clients out of that I would work with monthly, helping them to lose weight. And they had a nutritionist at that time as well. So it was very similar. They had a program. We did different things, not like it is here, but it's very similar, all this stuff. And I've learned this over time and did my own challenges once I eventually opened up my own gym. And so this wasn't new to us when John Paul reached out to do something with health games. I was like, oh yeah, we run challenges all the time. This is easy. We just kind of put a different spin on it to make it more fun. And of course the money helps because that drives people to do things. When you're in an 8-week challenge, the winner wins something, but there's no gifts along the way to keep them motivated. So having those weekly and monthly things that we can hand out has kept everybody excited. So that's, I mean, money helps, of course, in everything.
Right.
So yeah, it's really kept things going for us. And now people are seeing results that have really stuck with it. And we've lost hundreds of pounds as a group so far. And we have another check-in coming up in 5 weeks or so. And I think this one's going to be a really good one as well. So that'll be our 6-month mark. 6 month? Is that right? Yeah. 6-month mark. Time has flown, but yeah, I'm so proud of everybody that has been in this. And as far as my background as an exercise physiologist, I went through the program, 4-year degree, got to learn all about anatomy and physiology and biomechanics and all those things. So I'm able to really help people, especially we have a lot of injured people or knee pain, hip pain, and a lot of it has to do with their weight. And we have to talk about that as well. But in the meantime, getting them able to move safely and make it effective and not injure or, trigger what is already happening. I'd say for sure my background in exercise physiology has helped. I'm able to give them different modifications that can work the same muscle group and just knowing about the body and different things that they might be going through so I can kind of help them along the way. But yeah, it's been super fun and I'm very proud of everybody. And we do a lot of group workouts now that has been fun. And because I've been trying to tell the group, it doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey, we can all work out together. And that was my goal for Rival Fitness. I wanted fit people and beginners to be in one room and be able to do the same workout with modifications. And a lot of them, when we did our first group workout, they were just shocked that they could do it. I said, if you need to sit down, you sit down and do the movements. If you want to stand up. So I gave 3 different modifications for all the movements. We had a huge group come in and they all worked out together. And it was, we had some in their 70s, 60s, some in their 20s. And it was just a normal workout. Everybody was really proud of themselves for being able to accomplish something like that. And then we started doing things at the park. So Candice and I have been teaching some classes at the VA park, and they now have water Zumba that started. So we're pushing our people over there into the water, especially those that have joint pain. And it's just been a really fun time, and everybody's kind of getting to know each other, making new friends, like-minded people with the same goals. So it's working out well.
That's great. Great. I wanted to ask what I wanted either one or the other, but I think I would like to hear from both of you. What have been the community struggles? I kind of like to hear the exercise nutrition from either as far as what you hit through this program.
Undereating.
Really?
Yeah.
Big time. Everybody thinks for some reason it's probably social media, honestly, which is the worst when it comes to exercise or nutrition, because they give you these little clips, you know, like, oh, I'm drinking this protein shake, or do these 5 moves and you'll have like the best whatever muscle group you're working. It's just not realistic. And so a lot of times, you know, they'll advertise, or you'll hear people talk about 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories. I don't even know how people live on that, because I myself, for my exercise level, for my activity level every day, I should be eating about, because I'm still trying to lose about 10 pounds. So I've got myself set up for weight loss. So I myself eat normally in the 2,000 calorie area every day. So the heavier you are, the more calories your body requires, even to lose weight. It's just how it works. And so a lot of our members, like when we were initially talking to them, I mean, if they were tracking, or if they had in mind what they thought they should be eating, majority of these people were under eating anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 calories a day. Your body will not let go of weight. You're starving it. So it's going to be like, oh, whoa, you're not giving me anything. You're not putting anything in. I'm certainly not letting anything go. And that's why people hit these weight loss walls, because they've starved themselves, really not starved literally, but they've kind of killed their metabolism because they've undereaten for so long. And so it's funny, because we have a couple members who are like terrified to eat what I assign them. They're like, that's a lot. Like, I can't do that. They've tried it for a couple of weeks and given in and taken a leap of faith. And then I'll get this message, and it's like, now I set my members up to lose about 1 pound a week, because I like that slow, steady weight loss. So they'll text and they'll be like, oh, I'm actually down this week. And I'm like, oh, you are? Well, that's funny. You did exactly what we wanted you to do. So yes, under eating has been like the biggest, even aside from eating bad, which I don't like using words like that, because I feel like that puts a lot of mental weight and pressure on something that already can be complicated. Just the not eating enough. So by getting those people to eat those calories, a lot of them have seen dramatic differences in their weight loss, how they feel. You know, if you're under eating, you're going to be tired and you're going to be sluggish, even if you're not, okay, weight aside, overall, how you feel is just not going to be, you're not going to feel well. You're not giving yourself enough for energy to keep moving and get through your day. So you're going to feel tired and sluggish. And some people even have what they describe as a brain fog. Like they can't even think straight, because your brain needs carbs, people. Carbs are not the enemy. Your brain needs those for all kinds of functions. So, you know, under eating has been definitely one of the biggest things that our members have had to tackle, for sure.
And they're eating more and losing. And I mean, we told them from the beginning, but it's just hard to get that through your head to eat more to lose. And now Candice and I, they all know us really well, so we're a little more sarcastic about things now, but they'll message us and say, hey, the Biggest Loser, they only eat 800 calories and they lose all this weight. And then I'll send them a little clip of, yeah, they've all gained it back. Mm-hmm. Like they starved themselves, worked out constantly. They've all gained it back. It shows you, you can research this stuff and eat more, lose more. Or they'll say, hey, I want to lose some weight and I just keep gaining. I'm working out and I'm gaining. Yeah, you're gaining muscle. So stop working out and then you will lose weight. But that's not what you want to do.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, real quick, I want to do just a commercial and thank our sponsors: WVU Medicine, United Hospital Center, WVU, the State Journal, WVUnews.com, and Interaction Media. So Brock, I know I've been kind of monopolizing.
No, it's fine. It's a good conversation. How are you guys, what's the struggle been with regard to COVID-19? Maybe you could talk a little bit about how you've had to overcome some of the challenges. Do you suspect people are still afraid to come out and be part of the groups that you've put together? Maybe just what have you seen, and then what do you anticipate that you will be looking forward to as we move forward here in the rest of the year?
At first, we were all virtual. We had, I guess the hardest thing was during the screenings, and we had a ton of people coming in, but we staggered. So we made schedules when we initially started the program. and had chairs set up, and we have a very large space that we did these screenings in. So everybody was distanced, but I was kind of worried about that and people not coming in due to it, but they all wore masks and everything went well. And I can't remember, I think there was 130 that came in over a few days period of time to get screened. And after that, we've kept everything virtual for a while. We never did any meetings in groups or workouts together. That came later on. Really in the last, I'd say, month or so, we started doing the outdoor workouts, which I don't think anyone's concerned about spacing out outside. But I don't think that we have too many that are nervous about it anymore. And we still distance in the gym and distance outside. So it's worked well. But I'm sure there still are some at home not really coming out yet.
So what are the next steps? What are you focusing on now? Kind of the main goals for?
Well, we started a chat because we had so many undereaters and so many that might be overeating. We started a new challenge. Everybody got a kind of where they need to be eating. So they're logging their food. It was a 50-day challenge that I initially came up with. And then Candice kind of had to say, hey, Whitney, you're going a little crazy. That's a big goal. And she has to do that sometimes. We work really well together, but sometimes I'll come up with this big plan that I think is great. And she's like, you need to tone it down a little bit. So she kind of helps me in that.
We're a good balance for each other.
Yeah. She
Sounds
has to
like.
tell me all the time that I'm doing things too crazy. So initially I came up with, hey, let's do this for 50 days until that was the amount of time till the next check-in. I said, who can log their food for 50 days? Everybody will get a gift card. If you log your food for 50 days, everybody gets a gift card, and let's stay within 300 calories of what you were assigned. So they might be looking at their macros, their carbs, fats, and proteins, but if they're supposed to eat 1,700 a day, they're not to go less than 1,400. So they need to stay in that 300 calorie range. And then that kind of opened a lot of people's eyes, like, I can't hit this number. I can't hit this number. So we've been giving them ideas on how to hit that number the healthy way. And then Candice, said, hey, let's do like 7-day challenges for people. And for the ones that don't want to do the whole 50, but everybody was just like, hey, I'm going to do this 50 days. This is a good challenge for me. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. We have some that are doing 7 days at a time, and they're just, if they mess up, it's okay. Start over on the next week. So we have 2 different types of groups going now, and they're just watching we're always like, hey, watch your protein. Let's get that protein up. And Candice is really good about saying, hey, get your protein, build everything else around it. Get your vegetables in there, get everything else around it. So we're able to, on MyFitnessPal, we watch what they eat. So we have them turn their privacy off. And I don't know if you know anything about MyFitnessPal, but if their privacy is off, then we're able to see what they're logging, and then we can make changes. So if they're drinking their calories every day and having pop with every meal, Candice will, and we're in a messenger group with each participant, her, myself, and that person, and we'll message them and say, hey, notice that you're drinking a lot of pop. Let's try to substitute and get some water in there instead. So we just try to make small changes for them to, of course, make big results overall.
Right. So you're doing this with each individual that's signed.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really detailed.
Yes. Every person, we look at their logs. We're in a group chat with each person individually so that we can discuss their exercise and nutrition goals. And then they can just go back to that chat anytime they have a question. So her and I are both in there, and if she can't respond, then I respond, or if maybe she knows the answer and I don't. So we're both kind of tag teaming each person so that they get both of us. But her and I are both on the same page with most things except for my crazy ideas.
Now, guaranteed, we're going to get the question, can they still sign up? Once they hear some of what's offered for downtown. You guys are killing it with your results, which is great.
We kind of haven't been announcing too much to get new people. We just got a new group last month. I like to try to keep it at the end of each month that we get new people to start the beginning of the next month for the
Mhm.
bingos. So usually at the end of the month, then we'll say, hey, we'll take a few more participants, but because it's her and I doing all of these check-ins, it gets a little time consuming, of course. So we're hesitant on taking too many new people, but a few at a time, a handful is okay, I'd say. But I don't know, that's up to Candice. If she wants to take on 50 people, I'll do it.
It gets wild. I'm not gonna lie to
It
you.
does.
And we don't look at the logs every day, you know, like
No.
when we do our big check-in, like if people are struggling and they're not hitting goals, you know, we're like, okay, your numbers didn't move a whole lot. What's going on? I'll go in and I'll look at about 7 days worth of logs and I'll say, okay, I see probably what part of the issue is, and we tweak and adjust from there. I'm all for new people joining. You know, I'm a nurse as well. So, you know, health is a big deal to me, not only personally for myself and my family, but I mean, I want to see you and I want to meet you, but I don't want it to be because you're sick and you have to come to the hospital. So I'm all for people, you know, being healthy and being well, you know, and a lot of people have this misconception that when I'm saying that it's all about weight, some people just struggle with losing weight. And I know some of the strongest people that I've known for years, especially even at the gym, who can outlift me every day of the week, that are heavier and just have a hard time losing that extra fat. They are strong. I would not make them mad. They can probably bench press me. So I don't strictly mean just weight. I mean health and wellness all the way through. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would accept new people. You know, I just people who are serious about it and really want to like change their health and well-being for the better. But like she said, we like to keep it like end of the month, starting a new month, because it's just easier to manage the group. So that way everybody is starting fresh with the bingo board. And if we're starting a challenge, which we normally start at our check-ins, which fall into end of the month, into the beginning, we can kind of keep everybody at different levels, but on the same page, if that makes sense.
Right.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it does. Well, that flew by. I realize now I just happened to look at the time. Brock, I don't know if you had anything else to add.
No, I just, why don't you guys tell us again, if somebody is interested in getting more information or trying to join, how should they go about it?
The easiest way, most people just contact me or Candice and say, hey, I want to join. So they can find us, you know, they can call us as well. So we can put our number out there. But most people are just messaging me on Facebook and saying, hey, how do I do this? And I've got a friend that wants to do it, my mom and dad, and so the whole family gets in. And so I just schedule them a time. It's pretty laid back. If they contact Candice or myself, then or they can contact Rival Fitness. I respond to all those messages. And I don't know if you want to give my phone number here. We can just attach it, link it or something. They can call that number and set up an appointment. So anything is fine.
No, it's good information. I just want to thank both of you again. Thanks for joining us today, everyone out there, for the Healthy Harrison podcast. It is our goal to change your state of mind and ultimately change the state of health here in West Virginia. If you want more help, you can visit thehealthyharrison.org or visit Healthy Harrison Facebook page and give us a like. You'll find lots of support, and you can stream past episodes of our podcast on the Facebook page. Again, we'd also like to thank our sponsors, WVU Medicine, United Hospital Center, West Virginia University, the State Journal, WVUnews.com, and Interaction Media. And on behalf of Healthy Harrison and Brock and myself, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. Next week, I will not be here, but Brock is filling in for Gary. It'll be, was it the 23rd, next Friday? So good luck to you and Gary, Brock, and I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. Thank you again.
Thank you.